Right, now, Christmas Day at the workhouse. Okay, now we woke up at 4 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Then what happened? We woke up at 4 o'clock. I got up first.
Yes, and Daddy sang, and I woke up, and I nearly fell downstairs.
No, you didn't.
No,
You make up stories.
I kept on waking up in the middle of the night, and Dad woke me up by singing, and then I went into Glenn's room and said, "Glenn, it's Christmas Eve," and he sort of went, "Oh," and we both opened our stockings.
Christmas Eve, was it?
No, Christmas Day, I mean.
Okay, so you opened your stockings, what, in your bedroom?
Yeah.
No,
And he came down.
No.
And the carrots
Oh, just a minute.
In Mummy and Daddy's room.
Okay, so nothing much happened. We had breakfast, and
I didn't.
I didn't.
No,
I was excited.
yeah, okay then. Luckily, the car started, and we left at 5 o'clock. And oh yeah, that's right. What happened on Christmas Eve? You told them all that they what they had to wear.
Yeah, 2 carry bags of stuff, one for each of them, and instructions on what to wear, what to put on.
Because they didn't know what was happening.
That's right.
So we all got dressed in the morning.
I was very confused
And
because we had to wear 2 pairs of trousers and lots of cardigans and things.
What did you
And
wear?
then I was more confused when we didn't have to wear boots or gloves or hats.
Where were they then? Where were the boots and gloves and hats?
Well, we didn't know then, but they were in the suitcase.
And I put them in the car. What did you have to wear, Glenn?
2
You
trousers.
can lay back and say it.
2 trousers. Some knicks. Some socks.
Yeah. Good. Right, so we trundled off and we got to...
Children fell asleep in the car.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
It was dark, wasn't it? Was it raining?
Because I was too excited because I was looking where we were going.
And we got
And it was
to
raining.
just outside Heathrow. Then you gave them the book.
Gave them a book on Concord wrapped in Christmas paper as a first clue.
And I went, oh no, we're going on Concord.
We got to Heathrow. What did we do? Oh yeah, we went to this
Sheraton Skyline Hotel to check in.
Swimming pool there.
Then you knew what you were doing because you saw a sign saying Concord, Lapland.
to Lapland.
Then what did we do then?
We all met, as Lisa said, in the swimming pool area.
Show something.
Showed the flight tickets at the door, and we sat down and waited for everybody to arrive.
So everyone else had coffee, and we didn't have anything because all I had was coffee. And you got out your special camera, take a couple of pictures,
And it didn't work.
and
The flashes didn't work.
So that was
started out
quite
well.
funny.
Really funny. We laughed, didn't we?
No.
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 And
And-
so she told me to carry it. So I had it in my coat.
And I looked through the book and we looked at the pictures because I couldn't read that much.
And we
We
had
all
some
got-
fruit gum.
We all got together
And went off.
left in a coach for the airport at 7:15.
That's right. Yeah, it's supposed to be in 7, wasn't it?
7:15.
And then we.
Arrived at a very deserted Heathrow Airport. There's only one other flight going out that day. That was to Brussels.
The few officials with tinsel around their head.
Oh,
Yeah. And when we got in the plane, there was
And one lady had forgotten her passport.
That's right. We sat in the departure lounge, and she said, "I didn't know you'd take your passport. Travel agent said you didn't have to take it."
She was in a bit of a mood.
Then we saw the old lady on her own.
I
Hello,
talked to
lady.
her. I thought she was really
We all
sweet.
did. She was nice.
Yeah.
We kept an
And,
eye on her all day, really.
Yeah.
So we were looking out the window at the Concord, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we got on.
In the plane, there was lots of streamers. And in the front, there was a shriveled up balloon.
Yeah, and
And we sat in row 9, A, B, C,
D.
and D.
And at the end of the aeroplane outside, it had a sharp nose, and I thought their pencil sharpened it.
Sweet.
I said that they said, what shall we do with it? Oh, let's stick a pencil in it.
And they had hats, didn't they, at half the plane?
Only because the steward had bought it from the shop, but they only had 60.
But
So we didn't get a hat.
Didn't you?
But
nah,
we got a diary instead.
yeah.
A lovely diary.
That was later, wasn't it?
No.
No, didn't you coming back?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
And then we took off, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was a fantastic experience of taking off.
Yeah, try
And
and
we
keep it in
were
order.
travelling at twice the speed of sound at one point, going over the North Sea. I think.
Yeah, we took off ever so quickly though, didn't we?
And we had champagne breakfast consisting of.
But I didn't have any.
Go on then.
Excited.
And when we got off the plane, I put my hat on and I was boiling. When I got out there, I was freezing. And
What did you have for breakfast, Andy?
Yeah, breakfast.
Strawberries, melon.
Yes, but it was
An
salmon, smoked salmon wrapped
chocolate.
with scrambled egg in the middle and caviar inside it,
I didn't have that because I don't like fish anyway.
and champagne. A champagne breakfast, wasn't it?
And a beautiful red carnation.
I had
Oh,
champagne.
yeah, I stuck it behind my ear.
And silver cutlery.
And we took one.
And then,
We took a
no,
fork.
one fork went missing, didn't it? They didn't find
No,
it.
one fork fell on the floor, probably deliberately, and we picked it up.
And then do you remember when it went into? They told us it was going into the speed of sound and going to switching. I don't know, extra burners on.
The boosters.
And we felt two bumps. And when we took off, there was a
Too nice.
smell of fuel burning.
Mm. And all the cabin crew and the hostesses, etc., were really in a Christmas spirit, good mood, making jokes, very friendly little crew.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we were told that it was very slightly snowing over Rovaniemi.
Rovaniemi.
And
I can't think of anything else before we got there. Can you?
on the way, we saw
Yeah.
the sun
Oh,
set
yes.
and rise.
We saw.
And you went up to the cabin.
No, you could say that.
Kind of.
What were you going to say then, Glenn? Nothing. Oh.
Yeah, the sun. It came quickly, didn't it? It's
And we
set in
saw
the
icebergs.
set on the
No.
right hand side, and it came up on the left hand. No, yes, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You saw icebergs?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
saw lots of icebergs. And stuff.
I didn't. I saw the mountains, snow-capped mountains.
And Lisa and Glenn had their Arctic Circle thing signed, or speed of sound thing.
Oh no,
had
Glenn
a
went into the
certificate.
cabin, didn't he?
Yeah, we had a certificate
Quick
signed.
jaunt up to the cabin. He took his certificate, say you've gone to speed of sound, and
The
he
captain
signed
was
it.
talking to me.
Good job we didn't make faces. And then we landed, and we had to wait for someone to come on the plane, didn't we?
No, first of all, they were going to circle.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
a sort of a display for all the people there, because there were loads of people to meet from the village. And we were going to do a fly past and then turn around and land, but we couldn't because the visibility wasn't quite sharp enough. And then we landed.
Because it was slightly snowing, or was.
And then Father Christmas came on to the Concorde, and lots of people waiting outside.
He sort of walked up, didn't he, and walked back, and I got the camera ready and waiting it for to charge up, take a flash. I did take one, but
And we went on the coach, and when we were driving, we saw a reindeer eating some grass.
At the airport, on a hill above the tiny little box-shaped departure lounge, there was a model of rain on the
big.
hill in white, and everything was
All
Snow
different
caps.
colours when we came came back as well.
Very
It was
pretty.
minus 18
when we landed.
degrees.
And
Yeah.
then it went down to minus 21.
We went down, and there was cameras there. I don't know who they were from. I don't know what television they were from, but they were there filming everyone coming down. There was about a couple of hundred people, wasn't there, standing around the perimeter waving.
And then
Well,
we had
when we
our
waved,
picture
they waved back.
taken with Father Christmas, and we were all freezing because in the aeroplane we were really boiling because we had our hats on, and the cold really hit us.
But it was a lovely crisp cold with crisp air.
What the woman said, that when they see the Concorde coming across, it looks like a snow goose gliding over. It's all white.
Beautiful.
So we went through. They didn't sort of bother. They quickly looked at our passports, and they didn't bother very much. And then we went onto the coach.
Oh, and just before that, on the plane, a couple were pulled through to the cabin,
Oh yeah.
and he proposed to his girlfriend and gave her a ring, and she accepted. Then they had to walk all the way back through the airplane with people saying things like, "Oh yeah, all the best, congratulations," and everything. And that was very sweet. That was.
And then in the coach we were sitting just behind them.
And someone kept on blowing off. Don't know. No, did find
Very
out it was.
nice.
Oh,
On
I've
the
never
plane
knew
it
that.
was. It was on the plane. We must have been sitting behind them.
Well, it was
It wasn't
you.
Wasn't.
It wasn't me either.
One of the old grannies, I reckon.
Oh,
They're terrible
shut
for that.
up, we're talking about nice things.
We weren't aware of it.
It was probably you then. Now, where we got in the coach and we went off. It was funny because in this country, if the roads were like that, everyone would be housebound, wouldn't they? But over there, you just get on with it.
They're so used to it.
Very few inhabitants.
And we were going to the frozen lake first. We made our way through what they call part of the wilderness.
With our lovely guide.
And our guide was talking to us all the way. What's some of the things she was saying?
Oh, about her costume and things like that, and reindeer, and about they have bears and things like that there.
Yeah, they have bears and wolves, but they stay near the Russian border.
She had a lovely accent.
I went all googly.
And she was saying that you mustn't ask the people there how many reindeer they've got, 'cause it's like asking somebody how much money they've got in the bank. So you say, how many snowmobiles have they got, because they'll allow one snowmobile to every 300 reindeers. And that was it something like she said there's practically the same amount of reindeers to every human there. Same size as England, or Great Britain, and we've got 55 million in this country, and they've got about 200,000 in Lapland. No, it's too noisy.
Very, very pretty.
Yes.
Scenery on the way in the forest, wasn't it?
And they had evergreen
Lovely.
trees and that.
Oh yeah,
Christmas
fir trees,
trees.
pine trees. And
Or
we saw
snow.
reindeers there, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
Because she said they don't normally at this time of the year go near the highway.
They were really funny.
Crossing the road.
Was there some ducks? I never saw them. She said there was some geese or ducks.
And she said you may see a rabbit, didn't she? But we didn't.
No.
Imagine seeing a white bunny bobbling along in the snow.
Can't remember. We might remember other things that she said. But we got to the lake, and that was fascinating. I didn't think it'd be like that. They had lumps of wood, didn't they, around the perimeter on fire. And they had like wigwams made out of tarpaulin with fires inside. They had a big log fire in the middle with logs going round with fur skin over the top that you sat on.
For your inauguration ceremony
Yeah, go on.
for the Arctic Circle, which was a very large steel knife into the back of your neck on the blunt edge, then ice cubes on each of your cheeks, not your cheeks, of your
Big
bum.
lump of ice, wasn't it?
and then black ash put on your nose or crossed on your forehead, and that was your inauguration set.
Well, when we went on the reindeer, it was crazy, and there was a dog barking. He was a husky. When you go, whoa, whoa, he goes really fast, and the dog jumped to Mum. So it looked like a reindeer was going on to us. But that was a bit later, because we went in first with Dad, and it was fine. So Mum decided to go in, and then that's when it went mad, and the reindeer was jumping on a sleigh, and the woman was
Yeah, Glenn just said that.
killed. We're going to get killed.
What was the drink called?
Glucky.
Glucky.
Yeah, no, well, that wasn't the milk, was it, Glucky?
No,
Glucky.
Reindeer milk.
Reindeer milk and the whiskey and honey.
And glucky, which was insipid and very spicy.
Oh, it's cinnamon.
Yeah.
It tastes like
Very
cinnamon.
spicy.
I didn't want to try any because I didn't like the sound of it.
There was 4 sledges, wasn't there? 3 of them reindeers had antlers, and the other one didn't. We sat on and went round.
With antlers, and it was, well, first time it was good, but the second time it was scary.
Yeah, we've gone over that, haven't we?
And the 2 reindeers with antlers. 3, you just said.
There's 4 reindeers, 3 with
Yeah.
antlers and 1 without. And then Glenn and I went on the snowmobile.
And
Round-
I was just staying
round
on
the
the
lake.
lake, on the lake, because I was getting really cold. So I went in the coach with Mum, and then Glenn went in the coach, and Glenn took off his gloves and was complaining because he was really cold. Oh, he was still on the snow now. And he went over there and he came back in the coach.
We went round once, and then you wanted to get off. So I took you off, and then went back and got on it again. And going pretty fast, and I could feel my hands going numb. I couldn't feel my fingers. My ears were going cold. So I thought I'd have another go on the reindeers. Went round there, and apparently everybody's on the coach. So I came up, didn't I, and waved on the coach. And on we got. And the guy was telling us about the summer. They have about, was it June, all of June, with sun for the whole month. And they make as much of that as possible. And then it goes into a sort of a springtime, which he doesn't like it so much. And in the winter, they say they're like bears there, because they don't do so much flying, they rest a lot. And it was dark by then, because we never saw the sun, did we? It was sort of hiding behind the horizon all the time.
Right.
It was about,
Yeah.
we only saw about 3 hours of sun. Because we got, what time did we get there?
Where are we?
To Lapland, what time did we get there?
12 o'clock, isn't it?
No, we got there a bit later than that. About 12:20.
And then it got dark about 3.
3.
But by 2:30 we got to the hotel.
No.
No?
No. 2:30, 3. We got to the village. The shops.
Oh yeah, and it's there where we passed, went through the Arctic Circle.
That's right.
And that's where Santa's village was.
There was
And
a lot of
Shops
skiing-looking people. Swedish.
yeah, and German.
And I loved the shops
Maybe you
there,
like.
and there was lots of things in them that we bought. I bought a wooden helicopter with a man inside it with a scarf on, red scarf on.
And who's got a pair of slippers?
I got a pair of slippers The jingle.
Yes, I've heard them all day.
And I don't really like them jingling. I do. And I also got lots of little things made out of reindeer skin.
And Glenn liked playing on the playground stuff there.
Indoors.
Slides and
It was indoors, wasn't it?
yeah,
There was
beautiful shops.
they made out of post office, didn't they? We sent cards off to ourselves, your mum and my mum. And so we did in that one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Oh, well, there was Father Christmas in there. Then we went to see Father Christmas again.
and there was some beautiful suede garments, and one I liked in particular, and I asked him how much it was, and so many thousand fin marks, which worked out to about £680, so I gave that one a miss. Unfortunately, it's still sitting in Lapland.
We signed the book, so we visited.
I put the cans.
And I went in to see Santa Claus.
And we wrote a letter out so that Santa Claus got our address when we wrote to him next. Did you know that?
No.
Wrote out a piece of paper giving our address and we gave it to the guide to make sure Father Christmas got it.
Father Christmas was really nice. He was kind, and he had a long beard, and he wore glasses.
But the guide was very much for children and Santa Claus. Everything was very, very important. She had 2 children of her own. And then when we came out of the centre, the shopping precinct, she told us that she was going to be the reindeer leader.
Oh, yeah.
And we were going to be a reindeer. So she had this reindeer bell, and she'd ring it to summon us all up to the coach.
She did. She came through the
Shopping precinct.
shop ringing the bell.
And we were one of the last to get on the coach.
We felt like a lot of herd of cows, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you can pull the chain.
Thank you, Mummy. So Talisa, thank you, Mummy.
In the coach and went off to the hotel. Arrived at the hotel 9 minutes later,
We took our coat off.
and that was the Hotel Rovaniemi.
And yeah, and we eventually sat down, didn't we? Wasn't she saying, all you boys and girls, remember Jingle Bells?
No,
She had a couple of Rudolph, was it?
Keep remembering it, you'll need it
Yeah.
later.
And when they went in there, they were playing it, weren't they? On the little band were playing it
Oh, it was lovely. And
over and over again.
54 different
Courses.
dishes
Dishes,
to
yeah.
choose from in a big buffet area. Beautiful food.
And how many was there? 98 of us.
98 of us apparently.
And there was reindeer meat.
Half a dozen children.
And a steak.
Yeah, we all sat down, and then they did it a sort of table at a time.
But we couldn't wait.
And if you touched the hot plate, you got a static shock.
Oh yeah, that was
Jumped
really
back.
horrible.
Yeah, there's reindeer meat
They
and
like
all
it
kinds of
flashing
different things.
that. Beautiful food. Andy made an absolute pig of himself.
And for afters I had berry cocktail and it was delicious. So I had
And more
second.
champagne. Go on, Glenn.
And sometimes when I touched my niece's hand I got electric shock then.
Yeah, a woman came up behind me when I was standing by the table, touched my bum, and it sent me a shock. On my bum, I wonder what she was doing. She didn't mean to.
Just say bottom for that.
Bottom, sorry.
And when we were eating, looked across. I got up, looked across, and saw that Glenn had gone sticky on the table,
And there was lots of
laying down on his right arm with his other arm dangling down beside the table, and he was fast asleep.
And people taking pictures of him.
Yeah.
and there was folk dancers. They're
Glenn.
really interesting.
Glenn.
They're really entertaining.
Excellent.
No. You didn't do what I told you, did you? I said no, and you wouldn't take any notice. Yeah, you did it after you'd broken it.
They were
Oh,
very, very good, the folk dancing. Very entertaining. And was it after that Father Christmas came? No. It was the singing with this lady.
She asked children to come up, so of course I went up, and I met a friend there called Anne-Marie, and she went up as well, and we sat and watched the chef playing the song, and then we went up and sang some songs, and she let people sing individually with a microphone.
And the manager of the hotel sang as well.
Yeah, he sang Silent Night.
Silent Night.
Twice through, must have been finished. And
We all joined in, which was beautiful.
Then the chef came out, didn't he, with his saw? No, blade. And all the kids were singing. And then she said,
had
look,
a good turn, didn't she, on the microphone?
Yeah, she said, look at this young lady, she knows all the words. And I said to Mum, I recognise her. She looks like Mrs. Minor. And then we found out that she had been in Les Miserables.
yeah, she wasn't in it anymore, was she?
No.
Then she said, look out the window. And we all looked out the window, and the hotel overlooked a frozen lake, didn't it? And coming across by the side of the hotel.
When we got the reindeer was going to do a mess. And he gave us presents.
We started off with the children, and the first name out of the hat was Glenn Cameron. And he got a beautiful wallet with his name engraved on it, and Lapland, Concord, Lapland. Saving that for when he's older. It's too nice.
And I got a Finnish doll, and that was nice.
Solid silver little Concord charm on a necklace.
And I got silver Concord cufflinks.
Beautiful gift.
And Glenn and I went to play snowballs outside.
And Lisa and I went to the souvenir shop without a coat on. And it must have been a good -21 by then.
And
We got used to it.
Glenn and I went down to the frozen lake, and I told him, don't go down there, it's a lake. And he said, no, it isn't, it's snow. I said, no, it's a frozen lake. And I showed him the bridge and where the lake was. So I said, we better go back up. We couldn't get back up, so I held on to Glenn to get it back up the slope. And I slid down, and Glenn slid down, and he fell forward and bumped his nose on the ice.
He's blaming it on you.
That's right. And he cried, so I took him back because he got a cold nose. And that's sort of it, wasn't it? I went back out, and I missed the goodbyes. Didn't I? Goodbyes to them.
And then we went back in, and the lady from Les Miserables and I sang Silent Night together.
What, together, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
And then I had another bit of berry cocktail. And then
I had another drop of champagne.
Oh, we had lots of champagne.
And the water there, Glenn and I had, was lovely. Crisp and cold and clear and pure.
And then we got our photos and reindeer driving licence and a certificate for crossing the Arctic Circle.
That's right. Then we got back on the coach, and we were getting quite tired, weren't we? And,
everybody
goodbye
was.
to the old lady.
And we got to the airport in only a few minutes, and then again everybody was out there. It was about 50 cars and a couple hundred people.
And the guide, our little guide, cried.
Yeah.
She said, "Oh, I'm going to cry, cry."
And we were at the hotel. Did you say that she said to Glenn, "You're very"? What I was going to say is, Glenn, turn it off.
Turn it off.
Is when we got to the... Is it on?
Yeah.
Ah, turn the volume down. When we got to the airport, the guide came up to Glenn and gave him a jar of magic lichen,
Lighting.
what the reindeers eat, and that's what makes them fly. She said her children mixed it the night before, and she gave it to Glenn. He wasn't particularly impressed, but we were. So,
It's gold. Like gold flakes.
It's like gold kind of tinsel, and it's got hearts there. It's got a star on
I
top
thought it was
of
very
it.
sweet that she chose Glen for it.
and she said the islanders don't like to wave if they, so you don't want to wave back, so you wave to them first, and we did, and we were going on the ice, shouting out Merry Christmas to them.
They were very friendly. Then we got on,
Yes.
and it didn't walk in.
No.
No, a vehicle that supplied the plane with something.
The starter, something to do with the starter engine.
Yeah, to start. Obviously, start the engine.
No
It
walks
froze
in.
up, didn't it?
Yeah.
And had to try and.
No walks in. Then
And
it walks
everyone was waiting outside for about half an hour waiting to say goodbye.
in. Jump up now.
Father Christmas was waiting outside, and they had a rain there. They gave us some reindeer meat.
On the plane they did, yeah.
And we got on.
And from the top of the hill, those reindeers picture on top of the hill was all lit up, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was all colourful.
Yeah,
But
what
when
else did we get? They
did
gave us.
work, when it did work, the Concorde, I began to cry because I wanted to stay there. And I was really sad.
Very cold, yeah, I remember my favourite story, wasn't it? That all the moisture up my nose froze out. My nose was cracking.
Sounds horrible.
What was cracking?
What, on the road? And they gave us postcard pictures of Concorde
Yeah.
Reindeer meat.
and it's
Stickers.
Yes.
with Santa Claus
Comes from Finland.
Finland, and they gave us on Concorde there was all like grey folders full of information and booklets and postcards and a little pair of slippers.
And those windsurfing. Really funny.
Dad was very impressed with.
Yeah.
And we got up, it was quick, wasn't it, when it took off.
Oh yeah.
And we went sort of north, didn't we, up the top of Norway, near, well, the edge of Russia, and then came down to the North Sea. Mark II, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which was twice the speed of sound.
And we got in just the air hostess tried to have a giggle. She must have had too much champagne. She had tinsel doing the safety instructions and she couldn't do it to laugh on the floor on her knees. Andy was asleep and we were all laughing at her because she's just so funny and very sweet. So we had more champagne and a supper, steak, which I enjoyed very much. And then we landed about 9, just before 9, and we thought England was really warm.
Yep. Mate, that was only about, was it 6 degrees, was it, England? But it was really warm, yeah, we were hot in our coats.
Come on.
We landed 10.
Landed just before 9.
I thought
Yeah.
we left at 8 there.
Left your glove on the plane, didn't you, Lisa?
Yeah.
Your mum's
My
glove.
glove.
Don't think anything
Which
much
we
happened,
knew.
did we? We just bombed off. And we came back and the kids opened their Christmas presents.
Which Glenn is playing as well.
Did we, have we,
Went to bed about midnight.
yeah,
Had a lovely night's sleep.
with a headache.
Andy was, after all that he'd eaten, I churned him up a bit.
Yeah, got rid of it all. Can't think of anything else.
We opened our Christmas presents.
I
They're really
phoned
lovely.
my mum and then Andy's mum got back. think that's all.
Now we can tell everybody where we went.
Most fantastic Christmas day.
We
I
brought,
gave Mum
And
the
lovely
biggest
Boxing
hug
Day.
ever.
and we brought back souvenirs of the table mats are made out of real leather with Christmas Concord 86.
At dinner, over there, we got hats.
Yeah.
We brought back them.